I think you can come out of this session with this knowledge that charity needs to grow, and charity and spiritual life is one thing. And listen to the Lord, to what is the next challenge He's offering you. Um, I know the tendency in the people of God during Lent to sort of impose on ourselves, I won't eat chocolate, I won't eat this, I won't do this, I want to watch TV, all sorts of things. But remember that charity is not optional. Charity is multifaceted and it is not optional because it is the condition of our growth. So if you focus on charity, not charity giving $2 to the poor. Charity, yes, if he asks you to give, you give. But the charity he commands,
Mhm.
that's your growth. So if you want to grow rapidly, and hear me here, if you want to grow rapidly, focus on charity that he commands, that he expects from you. And yeah, it's more fruitful than, okay, I will stay kneeling for an hour, or I will not eat for 3 days, or I will, I'm not saying eat as much as you want. I'm not saying, I don't know, have all the pleasures and leisures you want. But I'm saying, where is the focus going, and what is he? It's good. What we learn also from Therese is the understanding of God she had. She understood God. She she was introduced into the depth of God, you know. This is why she says, I want people to love God the way I love him. I want people to know God the way I know him, which is very different from other ways. Mm. Uh, in French, there is an expression is very difficult to translate, and it's an expression she uses. She says, I will say it in French and I will try to translate it. Um, she says, avoir Dieu par le cœur. Avoir is to get, avoir is to possess, no? The verb is to haber, no? In Spanish, no? Tener. Mm. Avoir Dieu, God, God, Dios, par, por in Spanish, le cœur, the corazón, no? The heart. So it means like I can get him if I use the language of the heart, not the language of reason, not the language of the calculus, maths. And this is why she says he's weak in maths. Why? Because if you enter, if you find your way deep in his heart, you can get him. And you can almost, the expression avoir in French means to trick.
Mhm.
The nuances of the expression of avoir in this context are difficult to translate. It's very, I wouldn't say it's very rich because, but it has something. It has something of tricking God. It's like I was capable of getting what I wanted despite what you are, who you are, and I was capable of winning, uh, being victorious, and getting you, winning you because of the language of the heart. So
Persuade, like
yeah,
persuading him.
persuade, but it's more than persuade because persuade is but avoir is like getting, is like possessing. I'll give you one example, and maybe we close after that. She says she gives an example that illustrates this. She says two children um, broke a vase at home, a precious vase in the living room, One of them escaped because he knew that he did something that his mother will get upset. And the other one went to the mother directly, confessed what happened, and he said, We didn't do it on purpose. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. And this is Therese here. This is okay. We understand that. That's easy. We can see it. We can understand it. We can even practice it. But look at what happens here, how she is getting him with the language of thought. This is an example of how she deals with God. She says, and he asked his mother to punish him with a kiss.
Mm. Yeah. Wow.
Do you see the revolution?
Mhm.
Do you see the revolution? This is not the daily language of the church. This is of another world. Because the church will say penance, confession, kneel, pray, beat yourself until you die. She says, punish me with a kiss. You see what it means to avoir Dieu par le cœur. Avoir is haver, no? Tener, haver. Dieu, Dios, por, le cœur, el corazón.
Mhm.
I got him through the heart, with the language of the heart. I I touched his heart and he melted
Mm.
in my hands. I'm trying to give you the sense of the expression.
Yeah.
It's like everything stops here. All theology stops. All our knowledge stops. All our books are thrown in the fire. What is this? This is of another world. Really, think about it. This is not our language. This is not the way we understand God. Because, what do you expect from your parents? Well, a little bit of, no, regañar, no? To, huh? No, it's punish me with a kiss. Unbelievable. See, this is why Therese for me is not any saint. It's completely in another league.
Mm.
People come say, it's Sister Faustina, Mother this, Padre Pio, etc. Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but Therese is something different. If you knew Therese, you wouldn't do that to her. She's a genius, an utter genius. Who talked this language? Who said that?
Yeah.
There are saints who a little bit are close to this, but she's constant like that. She's beyond. When I asked Father Louis, my master, who I knew him in 86, he was 84 years old. He was a Carmelite. He knew the sisters of Saint Therese. So I asked him, like, silly me, huh? I asked him, I say, what did his sisters understand her? Look at his answer. But she had three sisters inside. She had the Mother Agnes, who was the prioress ad vitam, Sister Marie, and Sister Celine, who became Genevieve, no? And her, and she died. So I was talking about these three. Did they understand her? Look at his answer. And the prioress and the last one played a very important role in making her known. They wrote, especially Genevieve, Celine, she wrote a book on Therese and etc. etc. So they were pivotal in writing certain things. So you guess that, okay, they understood her little way. They understood Therese because they were not preaching, but spreading the good news. His answer was, maybe Marie. Not, oh, yes, of course. And no, he stopped, pondered. But this was between him and me. That's not public. He wouldn't say that publicly, I guess. I don't know. So I said, maybe Marie. I was like, what? So all the books we have from them are of lesser value because they didn't get her.
Mm.
Maybe Marie. Maybe. There is a maybe. Anyway, so this is why I think we need to always say, okay, Therese is beyond me. I will try. I will get, of course, something, but to keep her at a certain level and not bring her to our. When they canonized her parents, I didn't like it. The idea, of course, was to say to the entire church, look, we need good parents, we need holy parents. And because her parents were holy, she became holy. Oh, come on.
Mm.
She's not just holy, she's a genius. They didn't have that geniality. Her sister didn't have this geniality. Her culture around her didn't have this geniality. The church in France didn't have these concepts in mind at all. They were going in a completely different direction. Penance and justice of God and this and that. While Therese goes in a completely different direction. And they had the devotion to the Sacred Heart and so forth. Therese didn't have any of this. Of course, she loved Jesus. I mean, she loved him madly. But you see what I'm trying to say? So when you say we canonize her parents, it means like she's the fruit of her parents. No, she's the fruit of God. She's the fruit of Our Lady. She's of another league. You see what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying they're not holy,
Right, right.
but they are of a different holiness. We are dealing here with a genius. We are dealing here with a huge prophet. Prophet, no? Prophet. God sent us a prophet. Okay. So let us put all this in the hands of God. It's a grace to speak about Therese, to explore Therese because she's sent by God to us. It's a grace to keep our eyes gazing upon her example and the message that she's telling us. The God that she knew, the God she loved, the way she knew him and the way she loved him. That's our ideal.